Hi guys, so I decided to do my presentation on obesity. It's something that a lot of Americans are having problems with today. So I thought it'd be informative for me to learn, and if you guys watch this, maybe it'll be informative to you too. So here we go. So the definition of obesity, it's a complex disease involving an excessive amount of body fat, which I'm sure we all know that. Um, so it isn't just a cosmetic concern. So it's not something that just because you see it on the outside, it's only affecting the outside. It's obviously affecting the inside. It's a medical problem that increases your risk of other diseases and health problems such as heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, and certain cancer. So as you can see, it causes a lot of these different diseases and stuff like that. So it obviously is super important. Now, some risk factors. I named a few risk factors for obesity. So one is family inheritance and influences like around you. So one being it can be inherited in your genes from your family or somewhere down your family line. You can inherit from your parents, and it may affect the amount of body fat that you store, how fast your body changes food into energy, and it says that it also tends to run in families, and as it says, influences. You are influenced by people around you. So if you grew up with with family members who are obese, you may have changed your lifestyle, or they pushed their lifestyle on you. So maybe you eat the things that they had eaten. That's what it's saying by you're influenced by the people around you, especially with people that you live with. So that was another one. That's one of the risk factors. Another one was lifestyle choices. We all have a choice of what we put in our bodies and what we eat and what we do with our bodies. So one is unhealthy diet. A diet that's high in calories, lacking in fruits and vegetables, which we all know, especially through this class, that fruits and vegetables are so important in your diet. We may know that, but it's harder to implement that in our daily routine of what we eat. So lacking in fruits and vegetables, full of fast food, which is a huge problem in today's world. People like just going to fast food, eating it. It's quick, it's there, it's done for you, but it's so much unhealthier. High calorie beverages in oversized portions contribute to weight gain. So obviously, portions. You've heard people talk about portions, that you can have a little bit of sweets here and there and carbs and stuff, but it's all about portions. Going back to high calorie beverages, people tend to fill in their calories with beverages such as coffee, alcohol, sugary drinks like soda, which is terrible. You'd rather want to fill that in with actual nutritious food rather than drinking all your calories in beverages. Like I said, liquid calories and an inactivity is not really doing anything. You're just sitting around. Maybe you have a job where you sit at desk all day. Well, then maybe do something when you get off work when you can, or on your break, rather than being inactive all day. Try to find different things to do, whether it be if you have a family, friends, go play volleyball, play soccer, basketball, just go on a walk around the park, stuff like that. There's just different ideas of what to do rather than to be inactive. Another risk factor are certain diseases and medications. So in some people, obesity can be traced to a medical cause, such as this syndrome. There's actually multiple syndromes and other conditions. There's medical problems such as like arthritis. This can also lead to a decreased activity, which also can result in weight gain. I mean, these diseases are what affects you, and you don't feel like moving or doing these things because of these diseases. So that's another way how you would also gain weight. Some medications, I know we've heard this before. Some medications can also lead to weight gain if you don't compensate through diet or activity. So I named some here: antidepressants, diabetes medications, which is what we've talked about in this class too, about diabetes, steroids, and beta blockers. Other factors are, pregnancy, quitting smoking, because for those who are trying to quit smoking, they try to fill in that time that they would be smoking and try to fill it in with food. So then they're just constantly eating to fill in that gap while they're trying not to smoke. And then lack of sleep and stress. And there's other ones too, but those are the ones that I put on here. Signs and symptoms. So we know that there are no specific like symptoms of obesity besides maybe just the way that they look. So the signs of overweight and obesity are basically, they're including your BMI or your high body mass. You have a high body mass index, which is what we've talked about. We've done activities in this class to figure out if our BMI, if we're regular, overweight, underweight, whatnot. An unhealthy body fat distribution that can be estimated by measuring your waist circumference. It can cause complications in many other different parts of your body. It's not just one place. If you gain weight in just your stomach, you're not only going to have problems there, it's going to affect everything inside of you. It's not just going to affect one area. That was another one. Here are some healthy approaches to managing obesity. So like we talked about before, staying physically active. Like I said, if you have a sit-down job, definitely find something to do, whether it be every day, every other day, but get that necessary amount of time that you need for physical exercise. Just figure out different ways, different activities. Do things with your boyfriend, do things with your girlfriend, do things with your best friends, family, just anyone. There's so many things you can do. Eat healthier, like we said, include fruits and veggies in your diet. So try to have some, maybe not always necessarily for breakfast, but that's the most important meal of the day. So you definitely need to eat that, but at least have some fruits and veggies for your for especially your lunch and your dinner. It would be better to have it for breakfast, but try to include it in every single meal that you have. Create yourself goals. This will definitely help when you create yourself goals so you can stick to it. Make a plan. Reward yourself, because by rewarding yourself, when you progress, this helps you stay focused on the positives, and it helps build your momentum rather than you just focusing on negatives, or you're not getting the results that you wanted in a certain amount of time. So just reward yourself whenever you see that you have progressed. That's another important thing. Keep a journal to help track your progress. I know this is very important. I've been doing this recently, is tracking my progress to see where you started, and then see how you're doing like 2 weeks later. Seeing that progress is very effective and can really help your mindset to stay positive. That's another thing that you can do to help manage obesity, and just review your goals regularly. Now here are some precautions to obesity. So like we talked about before, consume less bad fat and more good fat. That's something that I've been doing in my diet, is eating more healthier fats, especially avocados, rather than your less healthy bad fats. Consume less processed and sugary foods, so sweets, drinks, processed meats, stuff like that. Now I understand it's okay to eat once in a while, but you kind of want to stay away from it if you can. It's not going to kill you if you have some here and there, like every so often, but it's better just to stay away from it in general. Another thing, especially if you're trying to stay away from obesity, another thing to do is to eat more servings of vegetables and fruits rather than more servings of unhealthier things. Eat plenty of dietary fiber. Get the family involved in your journey, because once you have people around you who are doing this with you, you will feel more motivated, more encouraged, more apt to do it, which I've also learned is very important. Engage in regular aerobic activity, for sure. Exercise regularly. You need to get 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity activity a week to prevent weight gain, which is what we've talked about again in this class many times. Make sure to get that amount of time each week of exercise, because it's so important for your body. Follow a healthy eating plan. So you could do this on the weekend. You could make a list or a plan of what you're going to eat day by day and get those things ready, make them up. It's just better for you, and it's just going to help you in the long run. And it's a good habit, to be honest. Know and avoid the food traps that cause you to eat, And then monitor your weight regularly. That's something that I know people to do, is that they monitor it just to make sure they're not going up on the scale, even though you can't technically notice anything at that moment in time, like 5, 8, 10 pounds. I don't know if you'll notice that, but well, 10 you might. But just monitoring it can also help you, because it gives you that mindset. When you see yourself keep going up in scale, then you know, oh, you're not doing what you're supposed to. You need to cut this out, or eat less of it, or whatever. I think that is it. Yep, that is it. Thank you.